Today, I'm going to give you a better way to train AI on your brand voice. First, let's ask a question. How much time do you think that you or your team spends when using AI to create content on making sure that it matches your brand tone, style guides, etc.? Probably a lot. And there's a lot of content out there on how to use AI to create content that matches your brand voice by using specific prompts, etc. But I'm going to give you a simpler way, one that you haven't seen talked about anywhere else. And it's pretty simple, but you're going to get great results from it. Let's first look at how most teams try to train AI on their brand voice. There are two common approaches. The first is your basic prompt. Here are 3 examples of our social media posts. And the second approach is one that you hear of talked about quite often. This is where you're giving AI a specific example and you're giving it very specific instructions on how it should follow an example. Here is an example of a top performing post. This works for one-off tasks. It's great for one-person teams. But for teams creating content at scale, this is going to fall short because there's really no single source of truth, and your inputs and outputs are going to vary depending on who's using it that day or how they decide to prompt it that day. Here's the better way. This is a structured spreadsheet that is going to take all of your best performing content into reusable training data. We've got several different columns here. And look up at the top. These are all the different metadata that you're going to want to include in your spreadsheet. We've got content example, the title of the content. You want to categorize your content, and then think of some colorful, really specific adjectives that you can use to describe the tone. If you aren't sure, you can in a separate exercise upload that particular example into ChatGPT or Claude and say, what are some adjectives that I can use to describe the tone of this particular piece? All right, so let's take a look at how well this works. We're going to upload the spreadsheet here. And now we're going to type in a prompt that gives some instructions on what to look for in the document. Now in this example, to show you how well this works, I'm going to use some examples that include raw, emotional content that typically only a human could create. And then we'll see how genuine it feels. Wow, I think that did a pretty good job. All right, a couple of guidelines for when you put this framework into action. Bear in mind that each token is roughly 4 characters. The maximum limit is 25,000 tokens, or approximately 100,000 characters of example contents. In your spreadsheet, for optimal results, you want to aim to stay under 20,000 tokens, which is about 8,000 to 12,000 characters of example content total. All right, there you have it. Now you have a scalable system for consistent brand-aligned content. You can download the template in the link below to get started. And remember, as we fly into this AI-driven future, that who you are is your greatest asset.